Okay, let's see if there's like a really, really polite way to do so. Well, I guess I think that the inherent thing about Indonesians and Asians in particular is that they're really polite and they really try not to offend people. So nowadays, I think we're a lot more tolerant, but especially if you ask the older generation, like my grandparents, the thing that they tend to frown upon among Westerners, it doesn't really, I necessarily agree with them, is that they tend to be a little bit less respectful, you could say.
Okay.
And they're in they tend to be a bit less respectful and a bit more um they can do whatever they want in like a little bit irresponsible sense. I guess that's the main thing. I guess it's that main thing because in a family of conservative Asians, where you have to do what's expected of you, you must not offend people, and you must always respect your elders. It's a little bit of a cultural difference. Something good or something bad?
Let's do both.
Okay, so the one thing that you definitely need to try is durian. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a notorious thorny fruit with an inside that smells a bit like sweet garbage. But because I don't like it. But my sister, for one, she loves it. So you can either love it or you hate it. I hate it. Lots of other people love it. So you need to try that. It's a very polarizing fruit. It's called the king of fruits. But in terms of something good, well, there's a lot. There's so many different kinds of foods that you can try. But if you want something sweet, then a really nice dessert I highly encourage you to try is something called martabak, which is essentially a thick pancake drenched in grease with sprinkles in it.
Okay.
And in case of something savory, then you can really try anything you want. I don't have a personal favorite. I think one that you can try is nasi goreng, which is essentially stir fried rice with, and there's all the kinds of soups and stews like soto rawon. Then there's satay, the chicken skewers that are grilled over hot coals. They're very, very, very moderate. In fact, the average Indonesian, they will happily live side by side with a Christian. For example, we have a neighbor. He recently moved out though. He was great on great terms with my grandfather who lives with us, and so he visited us not too long ago, and they started discussing about the whole terrorism thing and the whole radicalism movement going on in the government in Indonesia here. And this neighbor who was a Muslim, he actually told my grandfather that as a Muslim, we're taught to respect other religions, even Christianity. So the fact that all these people are doing here, according to me, I think they're all going to hell. They're both fellow Muslims. So I think, in my opinion, we've had several lecturers telling us how to best approach Muslims in Indonesia. And I think the most difficult thing is that they really think, in my opinion, they really think that there's no big difference between Christianity and Islam. In fact, I've had my driver tell me once when I was really young that he thinks that they're both the same religion. It's just different words for things and little different technicalities in it. So I think you would really have to get to show them uh, how vastly different it is. The problem is most of them don't read the Quran, so they don't know what the Quran actually says, and what they hear is from their local teachers, their imams. And because lots of these Indonesians are uneducated, although by nature they will be very polite and very respectful, they will believe what their imams tell them, and there's that barrier that you have to overcome, I suppose. And if those imams decide to tell them that to become radical, then for want of food, for want of respect, then they will follow them. And that's actually what's been going on lately. It's a bit unfortunate because generally they're very, very nice, but that's just a little thing to keep in mind.